What up, B Squad? We are back again for another review of the Never Ever Mets, you guys. Season 1, Episode 4, and this episode is titled Disconnections. If you guys are not subscribed to my channel, if you guys are not subscribed to my channel, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor. And please stop taking me on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. I need you guys to do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and also by sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's discuss the Never Ever Mets. So I'm laughing, you guys, because this episode was interesting, and I'm laughing. I'm also laughing because if you guys go subscribe to Shayna, right? So I was on her live this past week, and she was talking about the fact that I said that this needs to be a one and done show. It does need to be a one and done show. This show makes no sense. Like none of this SHIT makes sense to me. What I am getting from it is comedy, right? Is comedic relief, because I don't believe anything that I'm seeing on this show, to be quite honest with you. Let's just be real about the situation, right? The next thing that I'm gonna say is, why are Brandon and Sienna still in this damn house? Now I know people gonna be like, well, it's not one of those shows, JB, because I saw it on Twitter where even the own Twitter page was like, it's not one of those shows, y'all. They can't eliminate people. We know that, but it's terrible, right? There are people in this house who should not be. They know that they have no connections. They know that they've met each other in person. The relationship that they had on via phone, FaceTime, whatever they had, it's not translating in person. And I'm gonna tell you the couples whose relationships are not translating in person: Brandon and Sienna, Sandia and Chris, Aaron and Jody. Those three relationships are not. They're not coming off like they think they are. Especially Jody. Them relationships ain't coming off the way that they want them to. Also, I'm gonna add Greg and Millie to that one as well. But I understood Millie more once we left this episode, and I'm gonna talk about that. But that's neither here nor there. I'm getting ahead of myself. Greg and Millie, I really don't see these two lasting. I do not see these two lasting at all, because I feel like there's a lot of things that Millie has internally that I don't know if now she could be in therapy, but I don't know that to be a fact or not. But I think that there are some things that Millie definitely needs to work through, and I was watching this episode, I was like, girl, you know who you giving a vibe of when it comes to, now we found out later in the episode about, the kid, we got a little bit more detail about why she felt the way about the kiss, but in the beginning of the episode, I was like, girl, you giving Joan Carol Clayton from Girlfriends, because I remember Joan had that 3-month rule, so I was like, that's what it's given. Diamond. I like it, girl, right? I really do like Diamond, but here's my issue with Diamond, and this is my issue with Diamond and with Aaron. I get that they are quote unquote the eldest in the house, right? And they want to impart wisdom on people, right? I get that. And that's cool. But not in this particular situation. You guys are in the same boat as the rest of these people. You guys have dated for 5 years and you guys have never met up until this point. So you guys can't really give anybody any advice. And these are my opinions. I'm not trying to be mean, rude, or offensive, but I just don't think that you guys have the capability to give anybody, guidance when you guys are in the same situation. If this was a different show, then maybe you guys could be experts, but you're not. Now, I absolutely do get where they're coming from with this whole Jody and Chris situation, because everybody can see it. The viewing public can see it, right? So the thing is with Sandia, I don't think that Sandia is a confrontational girl. So she's not going to necessarily say anything. Sandia is more soft-spoken. And so soft-spoken people oftentimes get ran over. I'm not saying that's what happened with Sandia, but I do believe that's what would happen with Sandia with Jody, and it's damn sure what's happening with Chris. We'll talk about that in a little bit. We'll pause here and we'll move forward. So Diamond with the Y was asking Sandia, like, if you address her, do you want us to be there with you? And I think what she was saying was she just wanted to talk this over with Chris, right? So Chris asked her what was a conversation that she had. And she said it's the same one that you and I have had. He said about Jody. So, sir, if you know it's like, if you know it's a problem, reassure her and say, hey, there's nothing there. I don't, I don't feel anything for her. I can't speak to, her intentions. I'm not feeling her in that way. I'm only here for you, right? But then to make Sandia feel good and feel like you care about her and she's a priority, you could then say, okay, I'm gonna nip this in the bud, right? Let me go have a conversation with not Sandia, but with Jody and be like, hey, Jody, so when me and you we're cool, right? It's nothing personal, but Sandia, she feels a way because when we keep in, you. Here's the thing: when people are all over people and just like, you don't have, when it comes to something that's funny, you don't have to do all of that, putting your hands on people and all that kind of stuff. Most times when people do that, and I'm not saying this is always, but most times when people do that over laughing and stuff, you so funny. Oh. It's a way to try to, it's an intimate thing, right? And it's opening the door to say, hey, I noticed you look good, so I'm flirting with you. Chris doesn't see it that way, but Chris is, I don't even want to get too deep into Chris because Chris really worked my nerves because he feels that Sandia is over exaggerating. Even if you feel that she's over exaggerating, validate her feelings. But see, that's the thing. He doesn't care about her feelings. So he can't validate anything. He tells Sandia it's a jealousy thing. How is it a jealousy thing? Like, I'm going to paint another picture for you, right? She's kikiing and and laughing and having fun with you, but she's here with another dude who we ain't saw her interact with at all. She gives him no energy. She gives him fever and attitude. But with you, it's fun, it's laughs, it's jokes. But the man that she's supposed to be here for, nothing, crickets. So Chris, you see it, you just don't care. And then it's the fact that these two have really flipped the script to try to make Sandia out to be the problem and make it seem like the other girls but they just don't like Jody. So yeah, they're gonna tell you that. That could be the case, but no, it's not the case because even I've saw it. Especially that episode when she called him the most romantic girl, and her face was just lit up. But any mention of the man that she's supposed to be here with, that face is just stone faced. But okay, if you say so, girl. I don't see it full. Period. Let's pause here and let's move forward, you guys. So next up, we see Taronda. So Taronda is meeting with the couple. So they've only been there for a week at this point. I was like, wow. Now, you guys, I want to say one thing, and I'm gonna keep it cute and nice. Is Brandon wearing the same clothes? No shade, no shade, right? Because when him and Sienna sat down, I noticed he had that red jacket on with that shirt, I think it's a black shirt. He has on those black pants that's distressed. I've noticed those same black distressed denim jeans. I've noticed them jeans. And I've noticed this jacket, this burgundy-ish jacket. He's had this on before. Is he wearing the same clothes? I'm just asking a question. So Greg and Millie were the first ones she met with. And Greg had nothing but positive things to say about Millie. But I noticed with Millie that Millie is a little bit reserved because Taronda even had to ask her, are you here? And she says, so I'm going to say it like, when you're in class. When they say JB, here. So she says, Millie, say here. Greg, present. I was like, sir, you got it. Okay, whatever. But we also found out that Millie's older sister Sophia is coming and Greg's mom is coming. Now, this week I liked it a lot more than I did last week because last week I didn't understand what the hell Brandon and Sienna's friends came there for because they didn't have any interaction with Brandon and Sienna. So we then move over to Chris and Zendaya. So he's asking the guys how do they feel about the situation with Jody. And Aaron H said that he can see where Zandia's getting that from because when he used to do it back in the past, like he would do that but it's just a friend. She's just my friend. Like people don't like. Now here's the thing. I don't watch it, but I saw reviews and I saw the clips, right? So I'm going off of what I've heard. But from Love and Marriage Huntsville, this new cast member, what her name is, Sunny, and Destiny's ex Moses, weren't they going around telling one of them, I don't know if it was Sunny or if it was Moses, but one of them was telling Destiny that they were cousins, right? Like Ralph and Courtney on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Y'all acting like people don't go around and say, "Oh, we just friends. Oh, that's my brother. That's my sister. That's my cousin." Like people don't say that all the time and still have like for each other, bump uglies with each other. So, like, please miss me with that. Please miss me with that. You are too grown. But he did get a little defensive about it, and I'm like, and that was the thing that I noticed in this episode was that anytime someone brings it up, he's very defensive. And I'm like, well, you're defensive for a reason, sir. Because I think there's a little bit of truth. I believe there's a little bit of truth in what they're saying. So, whatever. Chris can go to hell because I don't see it for Chris. I don't see it for Chris. I don't see it for Chris. But then we see a flashback to the first night, right? Remember, Chris says he has trust issues with women, but he ain't got no problem with smashing a woman the first night he meets her. Sir, that is the ultimate form of trust. That is the ultimate form of trust. Putting your penis inside of a woman that you are just meeting, you're trusting that that woman has no sexually transmitted diseases. So that's the ultimate form of trust. Chris just say anything that comes out of his fucking mouth. Like that's what I'm really starting to get from him. And then Jody says that she'll smash in the first month. But girl, you won't touch Aaron and his 2 earrings. Someone's lying somewhere. Someone's lying. Someone is lying, and I believe it's definitely coming from both of these two. Next, let's pause here and wrap up. I've already talked about Brandon and Sienna and the fact that, well, you know what I did notice? Brandon had on the same outfit and Sienna had on the same outfit. So this is done. Maybe he's not wearing the same outfit. Maybe this thing was, they say in the first week, but maybe this isn't necessarily the first week. Maybe they hadn't been in the house a week at this point. Maybe they filmed this stuff all in like they filmed it in a bulk, but they're saying it's been a week because, like I said, he definitely has on the same outfit. But I also noticed that she had on that same dress from. This is when they got into it at the. This is when she called him They got the same outfits on from when she called him a bitch. They got the same outfits on from that episode. So they must have filmed this in the same day or same night. But I don't know how. Or maybe they just were, or maybe they just, never mind. I'm gonna let it go. Sienna is rude. That's all I can say. That's the nicest thing I can say about her. She's rude as fuck. Talking about Taronda says she's defensive. No, she's rude. Because Taronda asked him a question. He answered the question. Then Sienna gonna say, I think you just full of shit. And Taronda was like, I was like, exactly. Why are they still here? He don't want to be with her. Come on, send these people home. Again, I know that this is not that show, but Jesus the Christ. It's like fitting a square peg in a round hole. Like, no. No, 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 no. Aaron and Jody. Why are we pretending that there's anything with these two? She has more of a connection to Chris than she does to, to Aaron. Please stop playing with me. So Millie's sister came, right? I liked her sister Sophia. I liked the fact that Sophia interacted with Greg. And I liked the fact that Greg's mom interacted with Millie. Also, Greg's mama didn't know nothing about Millie, but y'all have been dating for 3 years. And Greg want to say that, he don't introduce women to his family. And they meet his mama first. You know what? I'm gonna hold my peace because I don't buy none of this bullshit on this show. So y'all know how I feel. I've said it. I don't buy this show, right? But we did get a little bit of information about Millie, and I understand Millie more now, right? Millie was abused, right? In the actual sense, right? So that's why she felt the way she felt about the kiss, because I'm the same. I'm kind of the same way, right? I've worked through my trauma when it comes to being abused like that. I've definitely worked through it, but I remember there was a long time where I did not like people, like when it came to having relations with people. It was it was kind of touching. It was difficult to do it because of being, the R word, right? So I get where she's coming from. I definitely do get where she's coming from. Yeah. So I don't, the whole kissing thing, it makes sense, right? It absolutely makes sense. Like, because there's one thing, like, I I hate, but I've always hated this. Even just being, when I used to play sports, I hate when people slap your ass. I absolutely hate it. I hate it even more now. Like, please don't slap my ass. Please don't touch my ass. Don't even look at it. Just act like it don't exist, right? Um, Chris annoys me. He's playing manipulation games with Cyndia, and all I want to say is because I was really frustrated and irritated with that conversation that they were having with Taronda, because Taronda was telling him to validate her feelings, but he doesn't. He can't validate her feelings because he doesn't care about her, because he doesn't like her. That's what it is. Because if he cared about her, if he liked her, he would be able to say, you know what you're feeling is not what's actually happening, but you can still validate her feelings. He's trying to manipulate her. I want Cindy to pack her shit and go home too, right? This man is no good for you. Then they were cooking in the kitchen, right? The one thing that was bothering me about them cooking in that damn kitchen is that pot that was on that one burner. It was a big pot, like what you make spaghetti and stuff in. It was that big ass pot. I saw that pot, and I also saw that flame up under that pot. Somebody, I don't know who the fuck was cooking, but it was Jody. That means you can't cook, right? To me, because I don't know anybody who cooks. Now I have a cousin who's done it before, but she almost burned the house down too. She almost burned the house down because the heifer was making some damn pork chops, and the heifer had the fire up sky high, like sky high under the skillet. It burnt the fuck out. It burnt the fuck out that damn skillet. My grandmother's skillet was burnt down. It was burnt. It was burnt. And I was like, damn, bitch. Like, but she went to sleep, right? She turned the skillet up sky high. When you went in the kitchen, I went in the kitchen, and I was like, damn, this skillet is on high, and your pork chops are damn near burnt. So I turned it down because it was getting to the point where the fire was coming. It was going around the damn skillet, kind of like in this episode. Like, if you guys go back and look, those flames were coming up and around. I was like, please turn that down. Let that simmer. Like, people don't know what. I ain't no way in here. I'm sorry. Even when I cook on my stove currently, even though it's electric, I don't put it on the highest number. I think the highest number is what, like an 8. I put mine at a 5. I'm at a 5. I never go anything higher. I never go anything higher than a 5. I will go, the lowest I will go is a 3. But my God, people who cook like that, that shit was probably tough as fuck. And everybody was eating the food. So Chris called Sandia simple-minded. I was like, nah, nigga, you do simple-minded, motherfucker. Shut up, Gerald. JB. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. So Diamond wanted to address him, and here's my thing. I like Diamond, but let it go, sis. Let it go. Because you were out on an island by yourself when everybody else sees what you saying about Chris and Jody, and then she was talking about y'all lying. That's cap. No, the only thing that's cap is that hair. Let me stop. You are a cap because you keep talking about the fact that you don't like. You're a liar because you say you were smashing the first month, but then you want to be reserved when it comes to girl. You lying. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. I don't care. Please don't let this show have a reunion. That's all I'm gonna say. Please, y'all can. You know what? If people want this for a second season of this, that's fine. I just don't want to. I don't want and I don't need a damn reunion of this show because there's nothing that I can get from this. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, share the video, and until next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.